3 railway companies would forge their way through what would become Glen Rio. In the 1920s, the historic Route 66 would make its way through the town. It would thrive as a tourist attraction, but not forever. By the 1980s, Route 66 would become abandoned, and along with it, this town. The tourist monument would become forgotten. This is the story of Glen Rio, Texas. We arrived to Glen Rio on a hot Texas afternoon. Greeted by a dilapidated motel sign, we began our exploration. So this is at the very edge of the town, right where we are starting to check it out. And there's no trespassing signs everywhere, and it looks like someone is living here in a house just behind it, so we're not gonna step on the property, but it is pretty cool. Look at this place. What a beautiful looking place. Absolutely incredible. There's glass over here. Wow. Look at that. Route 66. Incredibly poetic, huh? Wow. What an amazing place. Incredible. Head deeper in and check out the rest of this place. So that was the cafe, and then over here would be the motel. Wow, this is absolutely amazing. Seriously, look how well preserved this place is. Well, that's not creepy.
What'd you find?
A knife next to a cut up family picture. Not creepy at all. Some moths and bugs in here next to that broken window. A lot of little moths in here. And an ominous chair facing the window. Why does every abandoned place have ominous chairs?
I think sometimes you just gotta stare out the window ominously, man.
Wow. Look at this. Several of these notes scattered about.
Oh, that sounds healthy.
What?
That,
I think that's a bird.
yeah.
Wow.
I think the next little hotel is the one where I carved in my gross drawing.
Your gross drawing?
Yeah.
I'm really curious to know what this gross drawing was.
We'll see.
Look at that old microwave. That's an old microwave. Wow. This is the front of a motel. That old carpet. Chemo Juplin 66. Wonder how old that is. On the border of New Mexico and Texas, Glen Rio would be founded in 1901 as a Rock Island Railroad stop. The name Glen Rio comes from the word Glen, which means valley, and Rio, which means river, despite the town not being near a river nor a valley. In 1913, the Ozark Trail Association would begin pioneering highways that connected many states across America. By 1917, tourists began flooding Glen Rio via automobile for the first time. The town, being on the Texas-New Mexico border, had very strange circumstances. For example, the post office was built on the New Mexico side, but the mail came in on the Texas side. The Ozark Trail, which had already begun to turn Glen Rio into a tourist town, would be incorporated into Route 66 in 1926, which only brought more people into the town. Businesses in the town began turning away from the railway, opting instead to move closer to the highway and truly become a stop on Route 66. So then there was the building we were just in, which served as sort of the lobby area for this motel, and next to that motel and cafe. There must have been a lot of people that stopped here on Route 66 back in the day for there to be two motels right next to each other. Seems to be a common theme though. We've seen a lot of abandoned motels right next to each other. How does it go?
You know, it be going.
Beautiful evening. Is it evening or afternoon?
I don't really know the difference between the two.
Well, I think evening is like past 1700 and afternoon is before.
But like, technically everything is past 1700.
Within a single day it's not.
Okay, no, not within a single day, but you know, all the time. It's like it's technically always afternoon.
Well, it is afternoon of the previous day, so yeah, you are correct.
Yeah, so.
On the back side of that little house, there's this shackaroony right here. I'm gonna take a good old-fashioned Kentucky gander in here.
This isn't that nice.
I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
Matters.
There's no bags of poop in here.
Yeah, and I like Montoya.
Yeah.
That was still a fun place to explore, minus all the poop bags.
Yeah.
Well, technically it was outside Montoya. You can't see it because everything's overgrown, but Over there is the house that we were just at. There's some foundation here from something that's not around anymore. And right over there is another little structure. And there's another structure back there too. Nature is alive out here. It's incredible how quickly nature retakes places like this. There's a fly on the microphone. Don't know how that's going to sound in audio, but probably not very good. Wow. A cool little building. There's not too much inside this building. It's mostly caved in. I would show you, but the wind is so bad that as soon... Oh, I think it's dying down. Alright, I'll show you now. By the 1930s, Glen Rio had many restaurants, motels, gas stations, and even a welcome center. Local legend states that the 1940 movie The Grapes of Wrath was filmed at the Welcome Center. However, there seems to be no way to definitively prove that. As time moved forward into the 1950s, more and more businesses were popping up around the small town. It is said that in the 1960s, there would be lines of cars packed with families trying to get gas. Despite its success, the tourist town would die in 1975 when Interstate 40 was constructed and it bypassed the town. In the 1980s, the post office would close. By the year 2000, there would only be 5 residents left in the town. In 2007, the town of Glen Rio would be added to the National List of Historic Places. To this day, it still stands as a tourist monument, but people come here now for other reasons. Rather than the nice hospitality while touring Route 66, people come to look at the almost post-apocalyptic ghost town. Glen Rio is a fascinating town. It's an important stop along Route 66. It was a place that once brought joy to thousands, traveling to California and to Chicago. As we departed, we remembered all the people who used to live there, the lives that were touched by the town of Glen Rio, and now its story will never be forgotten.
Took a bite out of the apple eye, through the core into the peeling sky. All my possessions I let go, like acrobat children falling without a net.
So you can count this as our 4th tripod. We need to name it.
What's the name of Thor's hammer? Jonathan?
Yeah,
Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan, the 4th tripod.
Yep.
We've already lost 3 of our children, but this one will be the one.
Hey, just like my mom.